domestic survey in the United States. And what I can tell you briefly is that we've been doing these surveys, I should say, since the 1960s. So we have a lot of information, a lot of longitudinal data. We're a very data-driven, evidence-based organization. And basically, in the last 5 years, intense, elevated anti-Semitic attitudes have more than doubled their share of the population. In 2019, it was 11% of the US population had intense anti-Semitic attitudes. Today, in the last 5 years, it's gone from 11 to 24%. Now, globally, the numbers are even more stark. So when we did our first global survey of 100 plus countries in 2014, and we work with the market research firm Ipsos, based here in Paris, to do these surveys. In 2014, we found that 26% of adults worldwide had entrenched or extreme anti-Semitic attitudes. 26%. That's more than 1 billion people. We thought that was a lot. When we ran the survey last year, in 2024, that percentage went from 26% to 46%. 2.2 billion adults and change. And that's based on almost 60,000 interviews in many different languages all over the planet.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9 and 10. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. And I believe today is the 29th of November, 2025. And we're going to just put a mark on this day. All right, all pun intended. All right, we're going to mark this day down. All right, November 29th, 2025. And the reason why we're going to do that is because we're going to count from today how long it's going to take. All right, how many months away before, all right, what we're about to read becomes a standard way of living here in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, so the countdown begins basically from today, November 29th. And as this article is also coming out, November 29th, we're going to see how long it's going to take, all right, before this prophetic future becomes the daily living way of, the daily standard way of living. Okay, as is prophesied in Revelation, the 13th chapter, that that there's going to be it's going to come a time where the rulers of this world are going to cause, all right, the whole earth to take that MOTB. Okay, and of course, before that demand, all right, as in mandatory, okay, you're going to have it be, optional as it is right now. We're in the time where it's optional. People are just using it, because it makes them seem like they're cool. You know what I mean? Especially here in America, like, oh, you got a microchip in your hand. Like, wow, that's very, futuristic. It's like science and technology has advanced so much. Elon Musk is using microchips in people's brains and is activating, certain neurons in their bodies, and now they're able to walk and see and, speak again and all this extra shit, right? The miracles, all part of the deception. Okay, so let's read. It says, locked out of his own hand, the prophetic, the microchip mishap and the prophetic future. Okay, and it says, every now and then a story comes along that sounds more like satire than news. Such was the case this month when Z Teng, I'm gonna call him Wang. All right, let's do Wang. Wang sounds better. All right, W-A-N-G. All right, I don't think it's appropriate to call a man Wang, so we're just going to do Wang. All right, it says, a Missouri magician and molecular biologist. All right, so this is all part of their left-handed energy, right? They're so-called wise men. All right, these are all part of their. Just listen to this, Missouri magician. All right, so it's it's all in there. All right. It's literally, they fulfill exactly what the scripture says they're going to be doing. All right. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 12. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. All right. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Okay, so ultimately he's talking about America and what she's about to receive in terms of judgment. All right, but within that, all right, you have people that cause that judgment to come. Okay, these magicians, these enchanters, these soothsayers, all right, these left-handed people, they're all dealing, all right, shifting more and more into this technological use. Okay, they're emboldening a certain spirit within this technology. All right. So it says a Missouri magician and molecular biologist, okay, confessed online that he had lost the password to his the micro, all right, MOTB, implanted in his own hand. It's not implanted in his butt cheek or his left toe. It's implanted in his own hand. All right, because again, you're not going to go to no grocery store and it's time to pay, and then you just stand there, you look left, right, you look right, you pull your pants down, and then you're not doing that. You're not doing that. Yeah, as debauched as this society is, you're still not going to be doing that. All right, not that many people are going to opt for that option. Let me just put it like that. Okay. So it says, all right, the micro C-hip is implanted, all right, in his own hand, just as the book of Revelation says that it's going to be, okay, in your right hand or in your forehead. Okay, right hand just goes into what I believe the word is dextrose. All right. Let me see if I can get that real quick. As a matter of fact, let's do that. All right, book of Revelation, chapter 13. All right, and in verse 16, okay, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, so we already know what the word mark means. Okay, the word charagma, which is an implantable device. All right, the further you go into it, you find out. All right, going into charax. All right, and so on and so forth. All right, so you have epi, which is in, right? Epi going into underneath, all right, your skin or inside of something. All right. It says their right hand, dexios. All right, I said dextrose. It's dexios. I knew it was kind of off when I said it, but dexios, right? It says the right hand, all right, a metaphor for a place of honor or authority. Okay, your right side, your right hand. Okay, so really you're just talking about your hand, all right, because that's what it says in Revelation, the 14th chapter. Okay, if you take it in either hand, all right, you've taken it. All right, it says, yes, you read that correctly, a C-hip in his hand that he can no longer control. Okay, so that's just the first step. And he can't control it because of a simple thing that he messed up on. What about when the system itself locks you out? That's a biblical fulfillment right there. All right, it says, at first glance, it's an amusing cyberpunk mishap. Wong, who goes by Z, the mentalist, originally embedded an RFID, all right, RFID. We've been saying this, starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. We've been saying this. This is the talk of the town, all right? Don't let these other camps fool you, okay? And if they do, that means you're just not of the elect at that point. All right, because Yahushua said if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. All right, but it's not possible. Okay, it's not possible. All right, it says he originally embedded an RFID C-hip between his thumb and index finger years ago as part of a magic routine. Okay, the idea was clever. Right, an audience member could tap a phone on his hand and activate a trick, but the execution was less than magical. Phones differ in where their RFID readers are located. Many people disable the feature and tapping someone's hand repeatedly kills the mystery pretty quickly. So Wong repurposed the CHIP, linking it to a Bitcoin address and later to an Imager meme. All right, Imager. It's got to be. All right. But when the image link went down and he tried to rewrite the CHIP, he discovered something chilling. He had forgotten the password to the device inside his own body. So now he's fucked. He's done. Right? He's done. And that's how it's going to be for everyone. When you get locked out of that shit, you're through. You're done. Let's see. It says his tech friends told him the only way, listen to this, the only way to unlock it now would be to strap an RFID reader to his hand for days or weeks and brute force every possible password combination. In the meantime, the device is locked permanently inside him, functional but inaccessible. You hear that? So of course, those who make it, they can still track him, right? They can still see what you're doing. They can still gain the access from you. You just can't gain no access from the device to be able to do what you want to do. See? Once they lock you out, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the, you know what. So now you've seen the infrastructure being brought out where all around the world, it's global. Every single country that you go around, at least major countries, guess what's happening? They're all changing their financial system all at the same time. And everyone is pushing for this digital shit. We've been telling you this all leads to the MOTB. The actual RFID micro CHIP is going to be made mandatory upon the face of the earth, where every man, woman, and child will be required to take this, or else they're just going to make your life a living hell. All right, they're setting the parameters for that right now. They're demonizing Christianity because ultimately they just want to make a case to come up against the prophets and to stop this word from going out. Okay? And then they're pushing this mindset of hate and all this hate shit. Guess what? Most of the time before some shit goes down, you have these despotic leaders that start pushing this rhetoric of hate, right? They try to create this division and push this propaganda of hate. Oh, that's just another way of censorship. That's it. Okay? That's all they do. So that's how we know this shit is about to go down, man. All right, we're that much closer to this device being brought out. All right? Hey, 2026 is going to be a heavy year. All right, you could just feel it, man. It's just like everything is lined up for it. Like all hell breaking loose type shit. You got all the shootings that's happening. You got the Seekirk situation that happened that fast forwarded a lot of these things. And now you got these National Guard troops. Yeah, right. Okay. See? They already have a solution to the problem that just happened. It's like, damn, like you're not even going to mourn the people, and they're not even 6 feet under yet. You're already coming up with new laws and rules and all this extra shit. Anyway, it says, so let's bring that back. It says, in the meantime, the device is locked permanently inside this guy, right? Functional, but inaccessible. An inconvenience, yes, but also a strange parable for our times. A strange parable. No, that's a sign. Okay? It says because what seems like comic relief is actually a flashing red reminder of just how far technology has crept beneath our skin. Literally. Okay? Z Wong's plight would be little more than a funny headline if it weren't part of a much larger story unfolding around the world. All right? It's a global thing. In Sweden, thousands of citizens have already had micro CHIPs implanted in their hands to access transit, open office doors, store personal identification data, and even buy snacks. It's right there. Oh, it's right there. It says even buy snacks from vending machines. Okay? That no man might buy or sell save he. So them people in Sweden, they're good. Right? They're good. If you're looking at it from the standpoint of how the world is promised to function, okay? This is how it's going to be if everybody is microchipped, and the world will not go back to normal if not everyone is microchipped, like shit like that. For our security and this and that, biometrics, and hey, it's coming. It's coming. All right, because you don't really hear nothing from Sweden. It's like they're quiet. They got them. I mean, once you get the people CHIPed, you control them at that point. You can turn off their shit if they fall out of line. But you don't really got to do that. Just have AI do it. Just set up a system where it's social credit based. So if you on your best behavior, like Oracle said, the citizens will be on their best behavior because we're always constantly watching and we're recording. Like, what type of weirdo shit is that, man? You know how uncomfortable life is about to be? And you got people just sitting around and playing games. Oh, man. It says, European tech companies have hosted implant parties where volunteers line up to receive NFC CHIPs the way people once lined up for the newest iPhone. Bro, that's the trend they're going to set. That's why they need to remove the profits out the way, because they are selling a product. Okay. The worst thing any investor or any company owner is trying to hear, all right, or deal with, is somebody who's literally putting out facts about the defective parts of their product. You're making them lose money, right? That's like Alex Karp getting mad and cursing up a storm because an investor said, nah, Palantir, stock is not good stock. Don't even invest in that shit. Invest in something else. Don't even play around with that because that shit is not stable. It's based on fraud. And Alex Karp is losing his mind. You see? He's like, yo, man, listen, man, we're doing the biggest of we've ever done. This is great. It's projected for greater things even come 2026. So yes, people should be investing in what we do. Don't listen to these clowns. It's just batshit crazy to me. It's like he's losing his shit. He's losing it like a kid. You see? And then a following week after, he starts selling his shares. What was it, 90 billion or so shares? Some crazy amount of number. Or 9 billion of shares or some shit like that. All right? But it goes to show you that they actually get upset. It's like little children. They get upset when they hear the truth go out like that. The powerful reverberation of the truth, it upsets them. It truly does. And that's why they make legislations, they make laws, they have lobbyists that come in there and they push all these narratives and these propaganda tropes, right? But ultimately, everything they still do, the truth still grows stronger and stronger and stronger, right? The house of David waxes stronger as is prophesied. Okay, the Lord is lifting up the house of David, the tabernacle of David. There's nothing you devils can do about it. It's over with. See? So you got to hurry up with your plans. All right, let's go. You don't have much time left. All right, it says in the United States, it's the main event. Several companies have experimented with optional employee implants for building access and digital payments. Right, we have a 3 Square Market. Okay, out in I think Wisconsin. Okay. It says even more significant is the rapid growth of biometric ID systems, right? The Real ID. Okay, you have the Real ID and then you have the digital biometric ID. Okay. It says facial scans, palm vein signatures, retina recognition that are being tied to banking, travel, and online access. Okay? Man. Whew. It says, and of course, layered on top of all of this are the major shifts toward central bank digital currencies, right? Which is CBDCs. Digital wallet required for government services, right? When you see required, you're speaking in the words of being mandatory. Okay? Even though the word required does not mean it's mandatory, they treat it as such. Okay, they let you understand. They make you feel that shit. Like, yo, listen, man, it's required. You be like, yo, but required means like, yeah, it's required. Like, we're letting you know in order to work with us. It's just a nice politically correct way of verbiage or rhetoric that kind of keeps you at plausible deniability. You can always kind of run back from that, you know, like it's required, you know. So by law, you know, you don't really have to do it. But if you don't do it, you just can't have access to what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how we roll. Fucking devils, bro. All right. So digital wallets required for government services, biometric tattoos developed by major research groups. All right. The word tattoo simply means a mark on you. Right. In modern day terms, is more of like an ink. right? But a tattoo is just a mark that you have on you. Okay. All right. So it says implantable health sensors from Silicon Valley startups. Okay. Implantable health sensors. That's where RFK comes in. Okay. The whole MAHA, all right, campaign, make America healthy again. Oh, within 4 years, all Americans or most Americans will have wearables, all right, to track their health. You know, all this One Health madness. All right. When they push One Health, you thinking, oh, you know, everybody's going to be healthy. Nah. One Health means basically control of all resources, natural, humans, people, animals, trees, all that. Everything. Okay? And then they tokenize it. All right, meaning they put a digital value on these things. Okay? And then now real life pretty much becomes meaningless. All right, because now you have cash, right, in the real life, but it's meaningless. It's nothing, right? You can't really do anything with it because it's obsolete. The system that you're living in now does not really deal with cash. See? So now you have to comply with the online, the digital, the fake, the phantom world. That's where everything has become real. That's crazy. Okay? It says neural implants like Elon Musk's Neuralink. So he's dealing with the brain part, the forehead part, right? Individually, these technologies seem impressive, sometimes even helpful. But together, right, they form a powerful ecosystem that is merging faster than most people realize. And that's where Bible prophecy readers feel their ears perk up, right? It's where you sit up in your seat, right? It says, for Christians who take Revelation seriously, none of this sounds far-fetched. Scripture describes a future where a global power demands not only identification and economic compliance, but loyalty, enforced through a mark on the right hand or on the forehead. Okay? A mark intertwined with commerce, control, and allegiance. Where we got the sin part at, right? Where we got the sin part at? The sin part where if you think sin and you do sin and all that, where's it at? See, these companies and corporations and world governments are not thinking sin or doing sin, all right, as in this is MOTB, like think sin and do sin. Nah, bro, stop playing. It just sounds crazy, bro. It's just mad retarded, like, bruh. It says for decades, that seemed futuristic. Today, it sounds uncomfortably close. The idea, uncomfortably close, man. We that close, man. That's what they're saying. All right. The idea of a C-hip in the hand is no longer science fiction. Oh, those guys are conspiracy nuts. It's no longer what? Science fiction. Meaning what? It's not something that's not going to happen. It's something that is going to happen. It's actually happening right now. European payment systems already allow it. Boom. Biometric tattoos, ink embedded with nanoscale circuitry, can store health data or authenticate identity. Digital currencies can be tracked, restricted, or programmed to expire. Governments are actively discussing digital IDs tied directly to financial systems. There you have it. Remember we were saying this, that all that's left is the legislative part. Once they get the laws and everything in place, boom, you got it. The C-hip is going to be mandatory at that point. There's nothing you can do. It's law. That's what they're waiting for. They're trying to find a way to get in through the legislations. Okay? That's what Christine Lagarde said regarding the EU. All right? So, just got to pay attention to what they're saying because they're telling themselves. All right, it says the question is no longer could this ever happen? It has quietly become how long until these systems merge into one. Again, mark this day down, November 29th, 2025. All right. It says once every part of life, identity, access, purchases, travel, healthcare requires a digital credential, the infrastructure for a Revelation-style system is already in place. We're there. The year 2025 going on 2026. This prophecy is finally here. Just a matter of time before it becomes the standard. And then at that point, we out of here. Okay, it says all it would take is a crisis. They're already building that spirit for a huge, major poly-crisis. It says we're going towards the holiday season. Let me just leave it at that. It says a charismatic leader, like this nigga DJ T, all right, and a promise of safety and order. That's all he's been pushing. All right, law and order and all this extra shit, okay, and keeping our city safe, okay. So going back to Z, all right, locked hand fiasco is humorous, but it exposes something serious. Once technology crosses the boundary into the body, the rules change. And that's for everything. All right. They just need to get their foot in the door and it's game over. It says ownership changes. You never had ownership. They told you you will own nothing and you'd be happy. Right. That includes yourself. Right. Access changes. Control changes. Imagine a future where your digital currency wallet is tied to a CHIP in your hand. Your digital currency, your ability to buy or sell. Okay. Your travel permissions are embedded in a biometric ID tattoo or /CHIP. Your medical data is stored in a subdermal sensor, CHIP. Okay? Your loyalty to the governing system, political, ideological, or religious, is verified through your digital signature. That's going to be on your CHIP. At that point, losing access to your internal tech isn't just funny. It's catastrophic. People will be unable to buy or sell. Oh my goodness. Right? This article here. Right? This article here. It says people would be unable to buy or sell, not because they forgot a password, but because the system locked them out. What are you saying, man? What are we saying? Let's read. Whew. Kolo ya Bashim Yahushai. Hey, man. You people playing games? Oh, man. Like Klaus Schwab said, it's coming like a tsunami. It's coming. It's coming. All right. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16 says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Right. So it's a system change. Right. It's not going to be just just rich people going to get it at the center. It's a system change. Okay. Digital overhaul. A great reset. Okay, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. He causeth all. So it's called problem, reaction, solution. They already have the solution, which is to bring this MOTB out to fulfill prophecy. In their minds, this is how they control the world and gain immortality, power forever. But the reality is, this is the mark of their end. Okay, and it's the Most High's mark. It's the Most High's test. Okay. So it says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, except those that had the mark. So it's a system. It's a system change. Everyone in the system is subject to that change. And then those who are, not of the elect, they're going to end up taking that CHIP so they can still engage with that system. They're just going to let go. Right? They were so affected by what they thought they lost. You see? But the elect, we don't have nothing on this side. Right? We have nothing on this side. That's why it tells you that in let's get this, I believe in the book of Hebrews. All right, let's see if we can get that. All right, that we have no continuing city. All right, that we seek one to come. All right, let's get this real quick in the book of Hebrews chapter 13. And verse 14 says, for here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. So like the Lord says through the prophet is it Amos? Let me see if I can get that. Is it Amos? Let me see. I haven't visited that precept in a minute. No, it's Micah. Micah 2. Right? Micah 2 and 10. All right, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So we know that. All right, we know what America, Babylon, the great represents of what she does and what she's all about. We get it. We know. Why? Because the Lord woke us up to that, right? So we know that. So we understand that, okay, well, there's something coming after this. That's that continuing city that we seek to come. So being here is more like you're in prison. You're waiting so you can be let go. And they're about to come in and tag all the inmates. But the elect who are still in that prison cell, the Lord is going to find a way to get us up out of there. We're not going to be hit with no C-hips. But the rest who are in there, they're going to get got. Okay? So the Lord is always going to make a way for us because we don't belong here. And we definitely sure damn well don't belong to this man. No. All right? So, yeah, he got something coming. Okay? But this prophecy is about to be fulfilled. It must be fulfilled. It will be fulfilled. Okay? So it says what? Revelation 13 verse 17 says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay? So finishing off in the article, it says people would be unable to buy or sell, not because they forgot a password, but because the system locked them out. Exactly as Revelation forewarns. Except this time it will be for more than technical reasons. The world is not there yet, but the convergence is happening. Sweden has normalized C-hips. The EU is rolling out digital identity frameworks, right? The UK talking about by the end of the parliament, I believe that's in January, right? If you don't have the digital ID, you can't work. They said that. They already put that on the record. Okay? And as the UK and Canada and them go, America also goes. Okay? It says what? The EU is rolling out digital identity frameworks. The US is piloting biometric payment systems. It's just gonna happen just like that. You're gonna see, man. It's just boom, new policy change, and that's just how things are gonna be done. All right. Silicon Valley is embedding tech under the skin while banks explore wallet-based digital currencies, man. And in Missouri, a magician stares at an X-ray of the C-hip in his own hand and jokes that he has become a useless cyborg. Sounds just like that guy. Oh, what's his name? Kevin Bacon, I think. Right, in his role when he played the husband of the lady in a movie Left Behind, I think. No, not Left. Is it Left Behind? Leave the World Behind. Right, and he said it when the power went out. He said that he felt useless. Right, there's no electricity, there's no power. Like there's nothing he could do. He doesn't have any actual skills as a man. He doesn't know how to work with his hands. Okay, he doesn't understand anything. Right, he's a lost cause. So he felt useless, and he was right. He was useless. You see, those are weak men, and there's a lot of men who are going about their lives, running their mouth, doing all this extra shit, but they're weak because they don't know what the hell is going on. And when all hell breaks loose, they're going to be effed along with their women as well. These IDF troops that's coming in and acting like they're ICE agents, when they start arresting people, especially you women out there, oh boy, look at here. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, but this guy is saying he's a useless cyborg. That's how it's going to be for a lot of people. All right, it says for prophecy watchers, it's hard not to hear the whisper behind the humor. The technology now exists. Ooh, the infrastructure is being built. The world is being conditioned, right? The MOTB technology, MOTB mentality, MOTB reality, right? The future described in Revelation is no longer impossible. It is increasingly plausible. We're not laughing anymore. Yeah. Hey, man. So, like the apostle Tahar been saying, all right, and all the other elder apostles been saying, brothers, bishops, right? All been saying that, yo, watch what the Lord is going to do to the IUIC. For all this whole ass capping that shit that's going on, they're going to have to answer for that. All right, because we have very short time before this becomes a reality. Okay? You're going to be hearing the news saying it. Oh, science had, there's a breakthrough in science and da-da-da, and the government is doing this, and, Trump has signed this new bill and is going to have healthcare workers have this, required to have this microchip, and there's a smallest grain of rice, and boom, here you go. Required, here we go. Healthcare workers are going to be required to take this as the the next wave of the virus comes around and blah, 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 blah. You see? So we're that much closer. We are that much closer. Again, today is the 29th, right? It looks like, so the temperature is 29 degrees. Ain't that something, right? November 29th, this cool 29-degree weather evening, right? 2025, we're going to see how much longer we got left, all right? From this day to when we're going to actually see this CHIP become mandatory, because we're that much closer, okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you're edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakudash, the water Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai. Until next time, Shalom.